The Daniel Ntombese Foundation, DNOF, hosted a one-day capacity building workshop on road safety and insurance for drivers and transport operatives in the Cape Coast Metropolis on Wednesday, March 12, 2025. George Amfuentri, the board secretary of the DNOF, stated that the workshop is one of the many intervention programs, activities and projects for which the foundation is dedicated to in its effort to improve society. He explained that the initiative, which brought together various stakeholders such as the Driver and Vehicle License Authority (DVLA), the National Road Safety Authority, drivers and the insurance sector, was based on a needs assessment conducted with driver associations and stations within the Cape Coast Metropolis. Mr. Hanfantry further emphasized that the goal is to promote responsible drivers who are knowledgeable in defensive driving and other essential driving skills.
The whole idea is to have responsible drivers on our roads where, defensive driving is key. So what are the basic things that you need to know as a road user? And then again, we have somebody from the health side also handling emergency situations as a driver, whether by accident or maybe you pick a client and he has some medical challenge in your vehicle. What do you have to do in order to save their life? So basically we are looking at defensive driving and what road signs and road markings you need to be aware with, what to look out for so that you don't endanger other road users. And then when you see dangers coming, you can be well informed and then take precautionary measures so that everyone who is on the road will be very safe.
Speaking to the media on the sidelines of the training, Kwame Opare, the Assistant Planning Manager of the National Road Safety Authority Central Region, reviewed the statistics show human error, including speeding, distracted driving, and reckless overtaking, is responsible for 90% of road crashes.
Managing driver behavior, because if you look at our statistics, it's telling us that 90% of the crashes that we record on our roads is caused by human error. That is something that the drivers do not do right. Either the driver handling the vehicle or maybe another driver that caused the crash. So today we spoke about the major causes of crash, with the first one being too fast, what we normally term as over speeding, but too fast. Then the second one is distracted driving. The driver is driving, but the mind is elsewhere. He's thinking about something else, or he's being distracted by something happening in the vehicle, or maybe a phone call or something. And the third one is overtaking, reckless overtaking. Overtaking that is not done right, because we all know overtaking is done, but there are some overtaking that is not done properly. Maybe it's done in a curve, or the driver is forcing to overtake. The car ahead is not allowing, but he wants to overtake by force. Or he did not observe his environment, so maybe he overtook and he ran into an incoming vehicle. So there was a head-on collision. Yes, those are the major causes of crashes we have in the country.
He urged drivers to focus on developing 4 essential driving skills like concentration, observation, anticipation, and tolerance when on the road, and to make room for the mistakes of other road users.
That we said then drivers need to have something that will help them when they are driving. So the quotes, we came up with the quote, that's concentration, observation, anticipation, and tolerance. Those are set skills that will help drivers when they are driving. So concentrate means you have to concentrate, all your focus have to be on the driving that you are doing, because driving is not easy. Sometimes we think it's easy, it's just about learning to drive, acquiring a license. No, but driving is not easy, because you have to be in control of whatever is happening. So your concentration has to really be high. You have to be alert so that you can observe what is going on in your environment. So that leads us to the next one, which is observation. You have to observe your environment, know what is happening around you, around your environment, not only inside the car but also outside. pedestrians that are walking along the road. Maybe you have somebody wanting to cross or something. You have to observe all those behaviors. And the next one is anticipation. So you have to anticipate that, okay, I see a pedestrian, but from the way he's standing along the road, I can anticipate that he might want to cross, and he can cross at any time. So let me slow down for him to cross. Or anticipate that, okay, this car that is ahead of me, it seems it has a problem, so let me slow down. That is anticipation. Based on your observations of what is going on, you've anticipated that this can happen. And the last one is tolerance. Tolerance is you have to be tolerant on the road. You have to tolerate other road users, drivers, not only drivers per se, but even it can be a pedestrian, it can be a hawker, it can even be an animal, because animals too, you see them using the roads, trying to cross and all that. You have to be tolerant. If a driver is careless or is reckless, he does a wrongful overtaking and overtakes your vehicle, you should not be angry. You should not try to say that, oh, because of that I'll also try as much as possible to meet him and overtake him, as sort of like a retaliation for what the person has done. You have to be tolerant. You don't have to get angered by the behavior of others. So yeah, briefly, this is what we talked about.
Reporting for TVUCC News, come for Sweetie Dearboy.